Um, so my topic is on organics and organic farming, and I really hope you guys enjoy my speech. So remember when you guys were little and you'd go to a store and there'd be like a certain toy, like two toys, identical toys, or bikes or whatever else you were into, and for some reason you thought that the one that was a bit more pricey would do a better job, or you'd have more fun with it. But at the end of the day, like, they worked exactly the same, and you could have used that extra money to buy some other things, which leads to my topic, organic farming. If you were to go to your local Sprouts or Whole Foods and ask the buyers like what the pros and cons of organic farming are, I think for their pros, I think they would say something along the lines like they don't use pesticides on organic produce, or organics have a higher nutritional value, or organic farmers don't use, or just use natural fertilizers, and that it puts less strain on the environment. And I guess you can agree with some of those, but some of those are false. And if you ask them what the cons were, I think their only two would be that organic produce is a little bit more pricey, and there's less selection. But if you were to ask somebody from industry what the pros were, I think the main one, and I think that you'd hear this the most often, is that the market is just really the only good thing about it, and it's always good. And cons, the inputs for organic farming are typically higher than conventional, and you don't always get the best yields because organic farmers are like limited to their pesticides are like regulated, like they only have a couple to choose from, and that could lead to your crops can be wiped out entirely. And then again with that, on the same, since you only have a small selection of pesticides, it can lead to pesticide resistance from insects. And if you can't get rid of the insects, then you're in big trouble. And also, I don't think people or consumers, like if you're not in industry, I don't think the buyers realize that organic farming isn't necessarily as safe as they think. Sometimes they get sprayed as much or even more than conventional farming. At the end of the day, I think everybody has their own personal opinion, and I think organic farming on a smaller scale, like if you were to have a smaller operation, I don't think it'd be a bad gig. But if you were to run it as on a large commercial farm, I don't really see many benefits to doing it. Thanks.